Namaste. Welcome and greetings. I am Magick. It's gonna stop a virus. No. This
Got y'all listening now. Some witchcraft for that ass. Too late to turn away. Abracadabra and all that good shit. Yo. Hocus pocus, got you focused on my rhyme. Simply easy, now I'm eating couch potatoes, I recline. No, I'm joking as I'm toking power puffs at Pokeyos. Till my town and villa filled with ganja smoke, you know the dope. Coming out my pipes, talking about the bones in my throat. With the mic, I'm casting curses every night, you know the scope. Got my spells handy. You may call it the phone, but when I'm done reciting, you'll give me the keys to the throne. Then I take my keys to go home. Didn't say I was done. While rush to end it all, it feels amazing to have won. I'm not planning to ball, but why not take the chance to stunt? No, I don't need it all. Can thank the thing I don't want. Do I worship the sun, or sold my soul for the tongue, or dead since I was young, or got some voodoo done?
Namaste. Namastizzle. Peace and blessings. What's up? Nikki Love, how are you? Good to see you. How's it going? You know what? I don't know where you are. um, Today's Thursday, Jupiter Ascending. That's the name of that movie, by the way. Hot as fuck in Texas. As much as I like living in Texas, I actually love it. I think it's one of the best places to live. The heat is the only gripe I have about Texas. That's it. That's all. I love the Wild Wild West aspect of Texas. You know, you're allowed to defend yourself here. A couple other things, but my only complaint about Texas is how hot it gets in the summertime. It is burning the fuck up. It is a draining heat. It is a miserable heat. What's up, Legacy Sigma? Peace and gratitude. Florida. Oh man, I ain't been to Florida in years. Let's see. I think the last time I was in Florida was when we took the children to Disney World, and that's hot. Dom, peace and love. What's up? Namaste, Moonchild. You over there with Dream Mice. Yeah, it's hot. The only other place that I can compare Texas to, Texas heat, is I want to say Bahrain. I remember Bahrain being, if you don't know, Bahrain is between Iran and Iraq. Bahrain is 120 degrees at 8 o'clock in the morning. It only gets hotter from there. Nevada. We went to Nevada, Las Vegas for a wedding, and everywhere you went, even on the resort we stayed on, everywhere you went, they were passing you out water. They were just giving people water. That's how hot Nevada is. So those are the two places that I can compare Texas heat to. Blessings to the missus. We're in here. What's up, Brother Moore? Can't wait for you to see what I'll send you after this. Okay. Yeah, the humidity's off the chain. What is it? Now you got me interested. What you get to send me? Of course, things always going on. How's y'all retrograde going? We still have 10 days to go. 11, actually. The first shadow phase and the last shadow phase, those are the worst parts of the retrograde. That's the worst part of it. All my electronics have been acting up. Like I said, Tuesday. This has been a retrograde for the ages. I don't remember one that's been like this for a minute. You know what I'm saying? It's not only the Mercury, but there's a couple other planets in retrograde. So that combined with the Mercury retrograde has made it worse. Yes, the humidity's off the damn chain here too. The humidity and the heat. That's how bad Texas is. If you're out all day in Texas heat, I guarantee you're going to crash at night. Just found that papers in the, oh, yeah. Papers in the attic. That is That's a great blog. However, let me be real honest with you about that one. That one is mostly for gatewalkers, people who have been through the initiations of the Necronomicon. He gives out so much good information, but it's really building upon the gatewalking process. Not saying that you can't get any good info off of there and knowledge for yourself. You can, but uh, I would say that most of the information he puts there is for the average gatewalker. This first part, my phone broke and it was rough, but I delved deeper into my spirit. And okay. I'm always saying that you can use mantras to get through the retrograde. Give me a second now. One of my favorite books happens to be The Mystical Formula. Okay. It used to have a cover. It's gone now. It's been used so much, as you can see. I've used this a lot. In the back of this book are some mantras for every planet that goes into retrograde, and all of them do. So, let's see. But I mean, how many people is going to do any of these? Let's see. There's a Jupiter mantra. Excuse me. All right. Not sure if you can see this. Mantras for Mercury. Okay? Mantras for Mercury. Again, the first one you would have to recite 14,000 times within 21 days. So it's not impossible. But the mantra goes like this. Om Namo Hatre Bhagavate Srimate Mali Tirthan Karaya Kuva Rayaksha Aparajitha Yakshi Sahithaya Om Krom Cream Kra Buddha Mahagra Mama Dushta Graha Roga Kashta Nivaranam Sarva Shanti Cha Kuru Kuru Hum Fat. You got to say that 14,000 times within 21 days. Saying it within one day would be a challenge, to be quite honest. There's another one. The second one, you recite it for 9,000 times within 21 days. Om Brahm Breem Brahm Sa Budhaya Nama. Okay, that one's better. That one you can probably do maybe a couple thousand times in one day. And then the third one is 4,000 times within 11 days. Priyanga Gukala Kashanam Rupina. I'm butchering these, to be honest. Prathimam Budam Sumyam Gunapitham Tam Budam Pranamayaham. Okay. What's up, Derek Weatherspoon? How are you, sir? And then 11 times daily, that's probably the best one. The fourth and final one for Mercury. You got one for Jupiter right after that, then one for Venus. Saturn, damn. 23,000 times within 28 days. Then you got 24,000 times within 28 days. And the last one, 11 times daily. So there's ways to get through, or like I said, you can be a hermit and avoid people. You can do that. But there's ways to get through the retrograde painlessly. I find consistent workers with High John and Conqueror helps through these. Okay. Good tip. The paragraphs, suktams, and slokas take some willpower. Yeah, and if you're actually doing mantras for long periods of time, you got to be careful not to fall asleep. That can happen too. You know what I mean? So this one's been a motherfucker though, y'all. I mean, it's crazy. There is something I happened to come across before I came live, y'all, and this, you know how these people are. They show a paragraph, a picture of them when they're younger, and then they recreate the picture years later. There's a picture of a dad and a daughter when they were younger, and then they recreated the picture. And the person who posted said, "Is this appropriate?" Me personally, no, not for me. It was cute holding my daughter. I have a daughter. Holding her when she was younger, yes. As a grown woman, no. Let me show y'all what I'm talking about. Because there's no fucking way that I could do this. Let's see. Did I click out of it? Yeah, no, I didn't. All right, so this is the picture. And what we're talking about, the retrograde and electronics. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. I swear, man. This is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Am I frozen? Good grief. Woo! Lord have mercy, man. I'll be glad when it's over. I'll be glad when it's over with. I really will be glad when this retrograde is over with. How about now? Can you see it? Y'all see that? For me, this is inappropriate. I would hold my wife like that. I wouldn't hold my grown daughter like that. As a matter of fact, past a certain age, I wouldn't hold my daughter like that. His hands are gripping her by her ass. You hold your spouse like that. You hold your significant. I don't care if it's recreating a younger picture. I'm not holding my child like that as she's a grown woman. That's just me, though. That's weird. And you know what I'm saying? Her legs are, it's so many different inappropriate things about holding your child at that age. I'm not doing it. And so for me, like I said, could be just me, but for me, I'm not holding my child like that. No. Weird. I don't care what anybody says. No, I'm not holding my child like that. No. Mm-mm. Again, I'll hold my wife like that. I'm not holding my child like that. All right, who did I miss? That's from the mantra book. That's from Mystical Formula. That's from this book. I wish I had. I don't have the cover was so torn that I eventually had to just throw it away. But this is over 400 mantras. It's a favorite of mine. It's a favorite. I've seen a lot of people mention this book now. I know for a fact I was the only one who, not that nobody owns knowledge or book recommendations. I'm just saying, I know that I've been mentioning this book for some years now, and now I'm seeing other people mention it. So, yeah, that's from that book. What's up, Tosh? What's going on? How is it in Chicago? It's been smooth? Really? You did a reading for Earth signs being, yeah, especially us. So that would be Virgo, Capricorn, and the other, or there's two other ones. Taurus and can't think of the other one. But yeah, earth signs. Okay, so let me catch up. I'm clear. You can see it. That's weird. Yeah. Yeah, that's weird. Out of pocket. Right. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Even my daughter, not the thighs like that. Yeah, I'm not holding my child like that if she's grown. That's just no. What's up, Lloyd? What's going on? She's on top of him at that. Exactly. You know what I mean? I'm not holding. Speaking of magical anomalies, one of those that is getting dark too soon for July. Typically, it gets dark around 9:30, almost 10 in Chicago. It's getting darker sooner. Really? Well, for us here in Texas, we start getting dark in the summertime. We don't get dark till about 9 o'clock. You know, I'm from Philadelphia. In the wintertime, it gets dark at 5. You know what I mean? I'm used to that, but everything's weird right now. All of it. What's up, Ultra Instinct? Hella scary? Yeah, scary. I'm just not holding my child like that. No. And I'm sure that I mean, what husband would be cool with his wife being held by her father like that if she's grown? Closer to the equator? That could be it. That could be it. You know what I mean? Is Katrina here? I don't think Katrina's here. Speaking of things being weird, have y'all seen all of the L's that the WNBA is taking? Have y'all seen this? They taking so many. It's like they taking an L a day. An L a day. Yeah, he knew better. I agree, Sister Righteous. What's up? He knew better. You can't hold your child like that. Come on now. As she's young, yes. As she's a baby, of course. But not as a grown woman. She's fully developed. No. What's up, Chikezi? What's going on? Reality, yeah. Like I said, the WN is taking L after L after L. From the stud chick trying to get into a club with a wife beater on, to a player's wig came off during the game and she ran off like she blew her ankle out. They treated it like that, like she had a serious injury. They stopped the game. I remember I mentioned it, yeah, but it was that. Then the day after that, someone throws a dildo onto the floor. I bullshit you not. I'm not kidding, y'all. Somebody threw a dildo onto the floor. You can Google this. It's like, oh my God. Remember when I say images are important? Images, and the number one, again, this is just my opinion. The number one weapon of theirs is the media, because they broadcast our TV programs all across the world. And I believe this is one way to destroy the Black woman's image. Another way, I should say. They probably show this in places where they don't even speak English. Again, this is just my opinion. Take it or leave it. Just my opinion. But I do believe that it's another way to destroy our images. Anyway, yeah. And they threatening to sit out. They really believe that they are owed money. Like they want to get paid like the NBA stars. First of all, they are subsidized. which means they rely on the NBA to keep them afloat for their operating expenses. There's no way none of y'all sitting here in the audience watching this broadcast can tell me that you can go to your boss, and if the company's losing money, if say the company you're working for is losing money annually, let's just say annually, and on the verge of shutting down, all right, you can't tell me you can go and demand a raise. You can ask for more money. The WNBA has never made a profit, not once. Last year alone lost $40 million. So they still are really delusional, thinking they can demand more money. I'm not going to stay on the subject anymore. That's it for that. There's another video that Katrina sent me that shows that nothing's changed, and that every tactic still works when it comes to melanated people. Because if this was my child, this priest would have gotten knocked the fuck out immediately. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I just got this one today, y'all. Check this out. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that. There's no way in hell that priest would have grabbed my child, my infant child, like that, and I wouldn't have swung on him. There's just no way in hell. We are still bound by religion too. I don't know why the women exactly. Honestly, I honestly believe, feel me now, I honestly believe they are put there to destroy the black woman's images. They are awful. When I used to watch the WNBA when it first came into existence, it was exciting. Those women can play. Cheryl Cooper, Lisa Leslie, Cheryl Swoops, Cynthia Cooper. I'm sorry. There's quite a few of them that played back then. You knew who they were. They were likable. They were in commercials, and they could play. This brand, now they can't play. Angel Reese is awful, and she's the so-called face of the WNBA, and she is awful. She cannot play. She's just tall. She has a problem making a simple layup. You know what I mean? They rely on the NBA for the entire existence, and yet they want more money. You know what I'm saying? That is the craziest shit to me. That's delusional thinking. I'm with you on that, Tosh. I'm with you. Not the WNBA getting their first adult timeout in league history. What's up, Prox? That must be Africa. I'm not even sure where this is. Let's see. Yep, you're right. It's Africa. Yep. One of the comments says, I never saw myself fighting a priest until now. And then the next comment says, why are you taking your black baby to a white man? You are in violation. Someone else says, you don't let anyone grab your child like that ever. You know what I'm saying? That is the craziest shit to me. Grabbing that child by her neck that way, like sit still. This is what, look, y'all, nothing has changed. That's why these tactics, all of the tactics of old still work. All of them. And religion, I have to say, is the number one weapon of choice. Who are these weirdos? Yeah, Africans. Yeah. Indoctrination. What's up, my Cherie? Yeah. Peace. It's sad what religion has done to melanated people. Yeah. Well, if we're comparing leagues from back, Tosh said a word here. You absolutely correct. Not even the men's NBA can compare to back then. Just a different time. They played to win now. Exactly. Exactly. In love that keep them. Yes. Agreed. Agreed. That's why I say nothing has changed. And that's why the title of this live is called All of the Tactics Are Still Working. I have Azazel. Azazel is going to come here and say something about this.
The unholy Bible and the coffin of Jesus Christ. And so we're going to deal with those particular subjects on this particular tape. I subtitle this tape also The Sigils of Baphomet. And we're going to get into a lot of occult information dealing with the dark side of Christianity. And there's a lot of information dealing with that. And you have to understand that everything is dual-natured. You can get any tapes by C. Freeman L. where he talks about the duality of nature. We are, on the spiritual level, man and woman. When you manifest in the physical, you have the seed of women in you. The spirit, your spirit is the same. Men and women have the same soul, you see, androgynous beings. You just manifest in one form or the other. But you, in actuality, once you leave the physical body, you have both. I explained that on one of the Blackamore tapes. But Christianity is being promoted so much now that they're having huge parades in Brooklyn. A friend of mine went out to Brooklyn a couple days ago and said they got caught up in a parade of thousands of black people marching to promote Jesus. Now, there's really not a lot wrong with that if you know what Jesus and the Bible really means. But these are just people, I guess, in their vibration, following these no good preachers, people like Creflo Dollar. How could you follow anybody with a name like Creflo Dollar? Which is a Masonic code. Many of these preachers that, as I said before, on Holy Lies, are not what you think they are. Many of the names and things they say are coded. For instance, Creflo Dollar, for instance, is for one. His name is actually Create a Flow of Dollars. That's why all he talks about is money. Create a Flow of Dollars, cipher down to Creflo Dollar. You got to understand that. I was watching Reverend Ike one day on one Sunday morning, and he was selling his these handkerchiefs that will heal you. But he said something very key when he was selling those handkerchiefs. He said that these handkerchiefs will heal you if you think they will. And of course, that is very true. Now, the Bible basically has a lot of falsehoods in it based on the English translation and even some German translations. But the German translations are a little bit better than the English. Of course, we explained that English is a lower form of the German language. But you have all these particular preachers promoting Christianity, spreading the falsehood of Christianity and the Bible. Go back and look at Holy Lies tapes to get the definition of what Bible actually means.
All right. So y'all get the gist of what he's saying there. Nothing's changed. And like Ultra Instinct says, Stockholm Syndrome, in love with those who keep them chained. Exactly. Nothing has changed. What's up, Jamie Johnson? I know that name. Huh. A podcast Hall of Famer, Angel Reese. Wow. Wow. I think Ani Osaro, y'all remember him? He'll be back soon. Ani pointed out on one of his um, posts her doing one of those Masonic gestures. When he was like, "Oh, they got her too." When he did that over a year ago. When he did that, I was like, "Aha!" That's honestly, that's the only thing that explains her non-athletic, non-coordinated self being a professional basketball player. That's the only thing that explains it. She cannot play, but I am in my 50s now. I haven't played basketball in over 20 years, and I'm willing to bet I can beat Angel Reese one-on-one. Yes, it's just really off. It really is. And I always tell y'all, look up. Look up. Watch them spray in the skies. What's up, Olorte? Peace. Namaste. Katrina was just talking about you. If you read the Bible, adjective is high-key abusive and controlling. Yes. It's no wonder most Christians are terrible people. They think they can do evil and just say sorry and all is forgiven. Thank you. I know someone personally. Of course, I'm not going to say her name, and I don't think that she watches me. But I know someone personally married, I think, 6 times. Married 6 times. And then every husband cheated on every husband, while always claiming how saved she is. I bullshit you not. This is a true story. This is a true story. And it's somebody she used to fuck with in high school. She fucked with that same dude on all her husbands. Every single one of them. You know what I mean? Ironically, yeah. Thursday greetings. Jupiter ascending, Katrina. I just showed Katrina the clip you showed me of that priest grabbing that baby by her neck. I got mad when I saw it. I was like, I know he didn't just grab that baby like that. But yeah, this is the shit they do, man. I saw another post about a trucker who just vanished in one of those sundown towns. Yes, sundown towns still exist. Glad to be here. I couldn't wait for you. I need a device on something. Okay, I am here. You know what I mean? I am here. And ironically, that same woman that I was just telling y'all about, she will always say, "Oh, I just got to get on my path and I'll be all right." You know, they use this as an excuse that all they have to do is say, "I'm sorry," they're forgiven, and then they saved again. Dora, pause. A lot of them believe this, y'all. We were taught this in Catholic school. We were taught that you could be falling. I remember a nun actually saying this. You could be falling out of a building, and all you have to say is, "Oh my God, I'm sorry," and you will enter into heaven. And the crowd and the classroom laughed. We bust out laughing because it was funny to a bunch of children, right? This is what the shit they taught us, though. They can spray the skies all they want. The energy is coming from the earth. That's why grounding is more powerful. Blies. Is that how you say that? Blies? Christians do not know the word accountability. They blame everything on the devil. They do. Yes, they do. I would have punched that priest right in his face if he had grabbed either one of my children like that. You know what I mean? Either one. I would punch him right in his face. He would have got knocked out that day. I am battling a powerful cult. This cult has pushed me into a power that I didn't know I had because of the restless spiritual attacks they constantly did on me. sounds like a conversation, like a private conversation, please email me. This is not the time or place to discuss this. I'm sorry that's happening, but this is not the time for this. Can I make another magical group? I've been thinking about it, to be quite honest. I have been thinking about it. Like, I don't know. I barely got any participation in the last magical group that I had. You know, which brings me to another point. There's a book, there's a grimoire that I came across that came to me when about 9 years ago. I was so happy to get it. And this is a good book to have, a good grimoire. Are there any women in here who are interested in performing a group experiment, a magical experiment as a group? Are y'all interested in that? I'll show it to y'all. I appreciate you staying strong through the hardships and not accepting any contracts or sellout of our kind. Namaste. I appreciate you saying that. Yeah. I was able to tear up this quote. My email is this. All right, so we'll discuss that privately, but I'm going to show y'all this particular this book is called Ars Nobilis. Where'd it go? Oh, okay, here we go. Like I said, when I first came across this book, I thought it was the most powerful thing I had gotten my hands on. I was thrilled to get this particular book. Ars Nobilis, or the Noble Art, being an occult grimoire. Check this out, consisting of 4 books: the Book of Maiden, the Book of Jinn, the Book of Servient Angels, and Red Conjurations. Brother Cernus knows. I still can't say his name. But check this out. The Book of Maiden focuses on a couple things like the magic of love, the 63 daughters, their descriptions and sigils. Hagiel is one of them. Hagiel is an Olympic spirit of Venus, right? Conjuration of an animal spirit, conjuration for an astral partner, astral sex between 2 practitioners. The Book of Jinn, the part 1 is Liber Succubi. And look at these chapters here. Look at these spells. This is crazy, right? This is Jinn that you'll be working with. Okay. This book is not even sold in Amazon anymore. All right. Look at all this. The Ifrit Lord Lucifer, the Ifrit Seer Adamish. This is crazy. I have forgotten how powerful this particular book is. There's a conjuration of King Solomon in here. There's a conjuration of the Archangel Metatron. And then to how to invoke any of the 72 angels, the angelic conjuration. And then the red conjurations, a ritual for a woman to become more attractive to men and vice versa, a spell to win love, the conjuration of the 9 witch girls, and so on, and so on, and so on. Powerful book, y'all. Powerful grimoire. I totally forgot about it, but I was scrolling my books. I was looking for something. I said, oh, shit. I ain't seen this book in years. So I pulled it up and I bookmarked it. And I said, you know what? Let me ask the audience. Would they want to see? Would they participate? The ritual doesn't entail much. It doesn't like require a whole lot. Matter of fact, let me just show y'all. Let me show y'all what you got to do. All right. For women, y'all really ain't got to do much, to be quite honest. Y'all ain't got to do much to get a man's attention. That's just how it is. And y'all know this. Just look decent and you'll be fine. But no, I think, yeah, here it is. Can y'all see this? All right, y'all can see this. All right, y'all can see this, right? Check it out. You don't need like a whole bunch of ritual tools. You will need an unbroken circle made from roses. That's pretty much the only thing you need. Pink sparkling wine, which you can find in fucking Walmart, and vegetarian friendly heart-shaped candies. Heart-shaped candies. Once per night at midnight from the waxing half moon to the full moon. So you got to do this for 7 days. All right. To begin, you cleanse your body and dress in a nightgown, or you can be naked. It's called being sky-clad. That's what ancient Wiccans used to call performing rituals under the moon and being nude. You step inside the circle where you have laid out a glass of sparkling wine and a bowl filled with heart-shaped candies. Sit down on your heels or in the cross-legged position. Take the offerings in your hands and raise them above your head, and you state aloud in your own words that you dedicate them to the goddess Lakshmi. Put them back down the side. Invoke you, O lotus-born mistress of love, beauty, and sex, Lakshmi. Descend from your resplendent abode and take part in these humble offerings. Find your mortal admirer and also your reflection on earth, seeing that I seek to be more desirable and attractive to men whose affection and physical intimacy I yearn and seek with a similar fire that is ever burning in your most noble and fervid soul. Hear me, O sweet one, first of the goddess of love, whose allure remains unequaled and who never fails to seduce a lover. You who are irresistible to men, born under that sweltering even star, whose rays stir men and women and inflict them both with a compelling ague. Lakshmi, the relishable one, you I invoke. I call unto you, divine spirit of love, master the beatific currents and the energies of life. You possess the exceptional ability to embellish those who adore you with the qualities that I desperately seek. Come therefore, O Lakshmi, and endow me with your amorous qualities of beauty, attraction, and sex appeal, so that no man will be able to resist me, a true reflection of my beloved goddess. You sit in silence for 5 minutes and thank the goddess in your own words. Drink the sparkling wine. You may optionally eat the candies to save them for the next midnight's ritual. Put the roses in water and repeat the ritual 6 times so that you have performed it 7 times, all in all, last night being that of the full moon. When the last ritual is finished, declare so mote be. Now, the problem with this is that it could work, but you need to add stuff to it. Remember, Bobby Hemmett said that any ritual work as long as you put your own twist on it. That's what Bobby said and suggested. I suggest the same thing. Like, for instance, for this one, you could probably find mantras. For that 5 minutes that you're sitting there, you can chant Lakshmi's mantras. Lakshmi's mantra is Shreem. No. Yeah, Shreem. Shreem. You can say Om Shreem. You can have pictures of Lakshmi around or something. You know, light some incense, some rose incense or something like that. You know what I mean? Add stuff to it. Remember, I'm telling y'all that all these modern day grimoires, they leave a whole lot out. Okay? So the way they put them in these grimoires, you're not going to get much out of it unless you add stuff to it. See what I'm saying? So yeah, it's Shreem. Om Shreem. Yeah, it's Shreem. Shreem is Lakshmi. Om Shreem. Proceed. It's Shreem. Okay. Shreem is Lakshmi's mantra. Okay, what's up? Thank you. Yeah, I can't hear. I reloaded. You can't. Can y'all not hear me? Oh, yeah. I had a group on Facebook, and unfortunately I shut it down, I think 5 years ago. I don't know. You got contacted by Pazuzu every year around this time? Every year? Wow. What's that about? Funny since it's tomorrow as well. Yeah. How can a cult cut off your dreams? This sounds very familiar. Damn, yeah. Um, I fucks with you heavy. Your vibe alone is nothing but pure peace. I ain't online all the time. When I invest, though, I'm checking out something from your channel. Much gratitude. Oh, thanks. I appreciate the sentiments. Lecture. Thank you. Does anyone work with Pazuzu? Most people don't. Pazuzu is who they depicted in The Exorcist. That's Pazuzu. The Babylonians used Pazuzu to stamp out other demons. What's up, Rebecca Love? How are you? Good to see you. Stop doing them blood pasta rituals, putting your menstrual blood in the food. It'll backfire. Did someone say that? Or what's up, Din Dun? What's going on? Sound is fine? Okay. Cosmic Puzzle Piece, what's up? Is a consort of Vishnu, the god of budgeting and balance. What's up? Absolutely. Om Hreem Shreem Comet. Yeah, Lloyd recognized what I was saying. That's what's up. That was another one of my favorite mantras. I used to say this mantra every single day. Om Hreem Shreem Kamali Kamala Prasida Om Reem Shreem Reem Mahalakshmi Namaha. Yes, that's part of that mantra. Okay, not to sound weird, but what can men do rituals like that for subjugation? Yeah, I'll come back to you in just a second on that one. The Labubu Da, yeah, that's what I heard. I think I heard Anio Saru talk about that. That they say they got the demon Pazuzu in that. That's a powerful demon for one thing, and very destructive for another. If any of you are interested, read up on how the Babylonians saw Pazuzu. Your headphones connected. Dora pause, Katrina. What's up, Le Boston Reigns? What's going on? And they just found out it's hidden. It's a hidden cam in there. Get the hell out. Man, they doing too much, man. These people doing too much. All right. So who asked me that? Legacy Sigma. All right. There's the next ritual that's in Ars Nobilis is for men to become more attractive to women. That's the next one. All right. All right. Oh, wait. Hold on. I am not responsible. I bear no responsibility for anyone who chooses to perform any of the rituals that I say or share on this channel. It is not my responsibility. Choose wisely how you want to proceed with anything that I show on this channel. All right, so the next ritual is for the men. All right, the next ritual is for the men. And this is to be performed once per night at 3 a.m. from the waning half moon to the new moon. And you make a circle from 4 open bottles of strong alcohol, sparing the corks, placing 1 bottle at each cardinal direction. Not trying to be funny. What that means is north, south, east, west. Cleanse your body and dress in comfortable clothes or opt to remain naked. Step inside the circle, sit down on your heels in the cross-legged position. You light a red candle within the circle and say, I invoke you, a hungry yet insatiable god of lust, Kama Diva. Deign to descend into the circle and grant me your mortal adherent to feel and absorb the vigorous fire which you so strongly exude. You, whom no woman would turn down, whose conquests are beyond counting, you I invoke. I call upon you who is unrivaled at seduction, O noble God, Kama Diva. You rule over the masculine by which you profess and influence over the female sex, and deeply know the strings which connect the opposite genders and cause them to fall in lust. You're an undisputed God of sexual love, the one who knows the needs and secret desires of women so intimately that even the satyrs bow before you and seek your counsel, for they prowl ceaselessly, and are impossible to sate. I invoke you, the valiant spirit of lust, and with a pressing need beseech you to hear my request, for I wish to possess the same qualities that have caused you to become so irresistible to women, whom I desire like parched earth desires water. Therefore, come, O preeminent God of sex, you who never fail to woo a female soul, and grant me with your good looks, charm, and sex appeal, so that no woman is able to withstand me. You sit in silence for 5 minutes and thank the God in your own words. Snuff out the candle, put the corks back into the bottles, and repeat the ritual 6 times. So you have performed it 7 times, all in all, last night being that of the new moon. When the last ritual's finished, you declare, so mote it be. Again, if you choose to do something like that, you're going to have to do other stuff. All right. Just saying words, and a lot of people get caught up in that. Just saying words, that's not going to get you anything. I promise you it's not. It really is not. All right. So look up the Kama Diva God and the God's mantra. You know what I mean? There's other lust rituals you can do that's probably a little more powerful than that. You know what I'm saying? So you sent the Labubu doll video, did you? Really? Really? Okay, I'll look at it later. The occult college dropout occult mantra for Lakshmi. Om Shri Maha Lakshmi Namaha. Yes. I was just saying that. Om Shreem Shreem Reem Shreem. Yeah. Om Shreem Reem Shreem Kamali Kamala. Om Shreem Reem Shreem Mahalakshmi Namaha. Yes. Emphasize lust. Right. This is not a love ritual I just put up there. That is a lust ritual. Straight up lust. Okay. For the ladies, you can do what I was telling y'all before. I know I said it before. Wear red panties and bras underneath your clothes. In addition to that, you can make a mixture of rose water and Florida water, spray yourself. You can say Om Clean, which is an attraction mantra. You can say that at least 108 times before you leave the house. So add, like Bobby said, you got to add stuff to these. They leave out so much shit. You know what I mean? They do. The name of that book is Ars Nobilis. I'm going to show you again. Ars Nobilis. I am the Grimoire King. I must say I have so many. Ars Nobilis. I'm not even sure if you can find this book. It might be out of print by now. Okay. There's another mantra. Like I was telling y'all before, the Telegram app, if you have that app, it downloads books for you. If you, depending on the channel that you're on. I belong to an occult. What is it called? It's called Magic Matters. Magic Matters. And all day, every day, all they do is post grimoires. And so all those grimoires, I don't have to do anything. I can go to the shortcut that's provided on my desktop, and there'll be a bunch of grimoires sitting there waiting for me. I found this one called the Filthy Grimoire. Now, I didn't mean to talk about lust grimoires today. That was my intention. But since we're here, so be it. It's called The Filthy Grimoire. As soon as I saw the title, I was interested. Right? This one has sex sigils in it. I believe you can find this one on Amazon. All right. The Filthy Grimoire. Check this out. Sex sigils and servitors. Magic for having better sex more often. Jareth Tempest. Okay. Look at the table of contents, y'all. The joyous sex, seduction, sorcery, and consent, chaos magic, and servitors, quick and dirty seduction, sorcery, strategy, making the magic happen, the sigils and their powers, yeah. Feel sexually attractive, 7 sigils for sexual healing. Let's go to some highlights. Sex is one of the best things about being alive. It is one of the central concerns of human nature. It is very natural. Because of its importance, it's one of the most controversial parts of human society. Sex is so powerful that people in power are afraid of it. Politicians try to govern it. Religion try to regulate sex and make us ashamed of it. Marketers try to commodify it and sell it to us as a product. Magicians and mystics have long known that sex is sacred, and even if you're an atheist, you have screamed, "Oh God," at least once in the heat of passion. Oh God, oh Jesus. Praise the motherfucking Lord. But anyway, however, I'm not here to tell you about the magical power of sex and what you should do with it. I'm here to help you liberate your sexuality, free you from the artificial confines the politicians want to box your sexuality into. Free you from the shame that popes, priests, pastors, and imams have used to shackle your sexuality. Free you from the harmful fantasies advertising has trapped your sexuality in so that you are constantly chasing something you can never have. Free you from the horrible trauma that you have suffered from those who should have loved and protected you, and hopefully have some nasty fun along the way. Certainly knows how to write. All right. The subtitle of the book says Sex Sigils and Servitors. If you haven't guessed already, that means this is a book of chaos magic. We will not be using any angels or demons. There's no Kabbalah, Enochian, or Tantra. This is a system of my own crafting, so you have to be aware of this when you read this book. Okay? I have created 6 servitors that I call shadows. Each has a specific area of human sexuality that they specialize in. I then made dozens of sigils for various purposes. Each sigil is part of a larger compound sigil that includes all 6 shadows. It's also designed to blend the powers of all the shadows so they work together to make one power. And the whole thing is tied to an energy network that fuels the ritual so you can have all the power needed to give you the results you want. It is a very well-crafted system that, if used correctly and strategically, will change your sex life. Okay? All right. Look at this. It says orgy sigil. Ain't that something? Orgy sigil. Okay. One last thought before we move on. When I posted that threesome sigil in a group back in June of 2019, people had the best time in their comments. They were asking for sigils to find sugar daddies, get blowjobs, and have anal sex. It was a hilarious free-for-all as people imagined a book that, in one woman's words, was full of all the shit people tell us not to want or do. That is the spirit in which this book was written. A book that is full of the type of sex sigils that people want when they stop being polite and tell you what they really want. So join me as we toss propriety out the door and get filthy. Bold claims. All right. Then it gives you instructions on how to perform the rituals in this particular book. And there's also the names of the shadows, like he said, and how to dismiss the spirits, I believe. All right. I think this is this is an example of one of the sigils. This looks like Saturn right here. This sigil right here looks like Saturn. Okay. So I don't know how effective this book is, but All right. At some point, if you're going down this path, you are going to have to experiment. I say that all the time. You're going to have to experiment to see if something works or not. I can sit up here, I can give you spells, I can give you rituals, yada, yada, yada. But until you actually perform anything, it means absolutely nothing. I'm just sitting up here entertaining you. Yes, thank you, Sister Righteous. That's Jared's Tempest book. Yep, it is. Peace, D. What's up? It's an effective book. One day I might try it. One day I might try it. Let's see. I actually have another book open called Initiatic Eroticism. I guess tomorrow being Venus is why I'm going over this shit. But yeah, I haven't gone through this book enough to actually speak on it. Not yet, anyway. Probably next time, y'all. Looks like we ran out of time. Let's see. So the Boo Boo Dolls. Is that the one? That's the one that Meg the horse was talking about in that video she posted on Instagram, right? That's that one. Oh yeah. So remember I said switching gears. This is actually worldstarhiphop.com. There's a whites only town in Arkansas. It's called, says no blacks, no Jews, no gays. All right. Just to show y'all that shit like this still exists. That's why I say the tactics still work. Whether we believe in them or not, whether we ignore it or not, all this stuff still exists. You know what I mean? Fighting back, I don't even think is fucking in black people's vocabulary anymore. They have their own community. You know what I mean? There's nothing else more I need to say about that one. You know what I mean? Thanks for joining me, y'all. That's going to do it for today. Please do what you can to get through this retrograde. This raid, I agree, Moonchild. You see what Moonchild says? You give it a few years, you will hear stories about abuse from that town. I totally agree. I totally agree with that. Yep. Who cares? Honestly, who cares? To be honest, who fucking cares? Just protect yourself and yours. And the fact that this stuff still goes on and people are unaware is everything you need to know to actually learn some spirituality or some spiritual weaponry. Something, anything, something, even just mantras. God damn it. Something. Y'all have a great day. Rest of your week. Enjoy the weekend. The rest of this fucking retrograde. I'll be so glad when shit is over with. I really am. You know, so I'll see y'all next time. I am the one and only. There's only one Magick LaQuaz to greet you. As I always do, namaste. Peace, y'all. Yes, the hills have eyes 2.0. And another Waco in the making. Agreed. And the wrong term, 4.0. All right, y'all stupid. Peace, y'all. Have a good one.